Okay, guys, so on Wednesday we were going to start talking about pre-group screening. You read the article about pre-group screening and the special issues of pre-group screening inside of a school. You took a quiz that I created and put in this module about the purpose and some of the special considerations for doing pre-group screens inside of a school. But the other thing that we need to talk about is we need to talk about the actual pre-group screens that you will conduct. Okay? Remember, you have to have a minimum of 4 students. I have suggested that you screen at least 5. I would suggest screening 6 because if you put 6 members in your group and 2 members don't show up one day, you still have 4 members and you could run a group. So if you don't want to have 6, I would suggest at least 5 because again, if 2 members don't show up, you still have 3 members and you could still run your group, okay? So back to the screens. In your syllabus, there is kind of a written dialogue of a pre-group screen, okay? And that is a sample. I don't expect you to use that dialogue or remember it word for word. But what I do want to give you is I want to give you the AGE strategy, okay? AGE, okay? And AGE stands for the 3 sections of your pre-group screen, okay? A is the ask section. G is give the following information section. And E is what you do when you are done talking with the student, okay? It's the evaluation part. But again, you're not going to evaluate the student and their appropriateness until after you have finished this screen, okay? So the questions that you're going to ask are, have they ever been in group counseling before? And if so, what was that like for them? Okay. You're also going to ask them what they have heard about group counseling, from TVs or movies. Like, do they have any preconceived notions? Okay. So what do you guys know about group counseling? Or, when you hear about group counseling, what do you think about that? Okay. You ask them if they've ever been in individual counseling and what that experience was like. And you ask them if they are currently working with any counselor at all, a school counselor, a social worker, a counselor, a mental health counselor. We just want to know if they are receiving services right now, okay? You want to tell them that in group, we want students to talk to each other and kind of share their thoughts and some of their past experiences. You want to ask them how easy or difficult that might be for them, okay? You want to ask them if they have any fears or concerns about group. Is there anything that worries them, okay? And then you're going to normalize their fears, okay? And just as a FYI, if they tell you they don't have a fear of group, I would say they do, just because it's unknown, and typically that's a scary thing, okay? And then you ask them if they have any questions for you, okay? The give part is that you're going to give the following information. I want you to give them the logistical information, so how many people are going to be in the group, who's going to lead the group, how many times the group is going to meet, are you going to meet on a weekly basis or maybe not that often, things like that, okay? You're going to tell them that, to participate they have to get parent permission, okay? You're going to tell them kind of the benefits of being groups. So why do we run groups? Why is it helpful? Why is it good for students, okay? And then you need to explain information about, again, they will be expected to share, their thoughts, their opinions, their past experiences. You need to explain confidentiality. You need to explain that you can guarantee that you will keep things confidential, but you cannot guarantee that other people will keep things confidential. You need to explain the limits of your confidentiality, okay? You need to explain that if they were in the group, they can talk to other people about the group, but they can't talk about other members of the group, okay? You need to tell them what's expected of them. So it's expected that they would attend every session, that they would show up on time, and that if there's, homework or little tasks that they have to do in between sessions, that they would do those things. And then you would tell them that, every person's going to set like a goal or something to work on or work towards, and tell them that they would be expected to do that, okay? After that, ask if they have any questions, okay? Typically at this point, most students don't. And if they do, they're very benign questions like, what's it like? Or why do we do this? Or is it fun? Okay? So that's the information you're going to ask them, and that's the information you're going to give them, okay? When that's over, you need to look at the evaluate section, okay? In that section, you need to answer those questions for me. And what I mean by that is, again, you're going to do, 5 to 6 pre-group screens, and you need to, quote unquote, evaluate the appropriateness of every person you screen, and I suggest using these questions, okay, to help you evaluate. How much does the student want to participate, and are they making this decision independently? Meaning, do they feel forced? Is someone telling them to do it? How willing do they sound to share? What do you know about their current behaviors and their attitudes and the skills that they currently have? Okay? And do you think that this person would be a good fit? And do you have any concerns about the student joining the group? This is the strategy that I would suggest you use when you do a pre-group screen, simply because it's quick, it's easy. You can probably get through a pre-group screen in no more than 15 minutes if you are diligent about it.